Welcome back to this sports segment. Now, the urge to secure stadiums and attract more fans inspired Confederation of African Football (CAF) to establish a safety and security division which has seen the Confederation conduct training in more than 10 countries. Kenya is the latest nation to receive the training, where 40 security officials were trained during the 3-day workshop, which was attended by CAF Head of Safety and Security, Dr. Christian Emeruwa, who speaks with our reporter Bernard Okumu about the initiative and the state of football on the continent. Let's take a listen.
The CAF Safety and Security Department was created 5 years ago to help member associations enhance safety and security during matches.
Our mandate is to ensure that we develop policies, guidelines, regulations that will be utilized by member associations in preventing deaths from happening across the stadiums. And in recent years, we have also observed that we have people that are working as security officers in various departments, in various areas in Africa. However, these people are mostly not trained in the contemporary safety and security operations as it relates to football specifics. So we felt that from CAF end, it is important that we go into our member associations and empower these persons who are responsible on the daily decisions of how lives and properties can be protected and kept safe in stadiums.
The safety and security training being conducted in several countries in the continent, Kenya being one of them, is said to play a big role in development of football in the continent.
First and foremost, it will make sure that there are no more deaths in the stadiums. Secondly, it will help in ensuring that the safety and security service level is transformed within the continent of Africa. You will agree with me that these days, when people go to the stadium, they have to be very strong because it's a struggle for them to access the stadium. And that is why most times, most people cannot freely go to the stadium with their families because they feel they are not safe. And what we are trying to do in essence is that we want to make the stadium a safe haven for anyone who wants to come and watch football match. And to also make sure we deal with those miscreants who always come to foment trouble in the stadiums. The stadium is not a place where people come to create problems. It's a place where people come to have fun, enjoy the game, and go back home.
The 40 trained senior security officers, SSOs, are expected to spread the knowledge gained for the benefit of the game.
To strategically identify key players. And these key players, as we speak, we have also given them all the materials for them to go back to their various clubs to also commence similar training with their own teams. Okay? So it's a multiplying effect. Okay? We come in here, we train the chiefs. The chiefs are expected to go back home and train the supervisors. The supervisors are also expected to train the men. And this is how it will become, a wider spread in terms of the training that we have done. So we believe strongly that with this 40, which is capturing the key elements within the federation, it will be able to trickle down, to all those who are supposed to be trained that are not currently here. The federation also has the right and the responsibility, as a matter of fact, to also organize Kenyan security training specifically for other groups that they feel they need to train.
Among the key elements that matter while dealing with the fans is the last mile concept.
Now they know what it is when we talk about capacities, okay? There's what is called the entry capacity, the holding capacity, the exit capacity, the emergency evacuation capacity, and then the maximum safe capacity of the stadium. So now they know how to calculate these things. For example, they now know that for you to fill up a 20,000 stadium, you need to factor the fact that you need 660 people that can pass through your gate in 1 hour, unlike before. So now you can do the maths, So the idea for us is that with the knowledge that we have exchanged with them and the continued exposure to further knowledge, it will sharpen them in being able to progressively move away from what they used to do that probably is not yet there into what we expect them to do now that would probably take the Organization of Safety and Security to the next level.
The training is part of CAF's attempt to build capacity among the East African countries who will play host to 2025 African Nations Championship CHAN and the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations.
It's very fundamental. Amongst these people that we have trained, we have police officers, okay? We have people from the Kenyan Football Federation. We have people from your clubs. And you already have 40 experts, so to speak, or 40 trained people in your country. And all we are saying now is make use of them, okay? Make use of them so that they can become added value to the bigger picture of hosting the CHAN.
The training is set to complement CAF stadium regulations, where each country is required to have a fitting facility meeting international standards.
Why we are strong on the stadium issues is because we want standardization, we want upgrades, and we want safety for all. And now we are developing capacities because we also want people who can be able to manage the process. So this is the only thing that I believe that will take African football to the next level.
The 40 trained SSOs avow that they'll now approach their work differently after the training.
People who have different ambitions, different emotions. Once we have been equipped with the knowledge on how to manage these crowds, trust you me, we are going to have zero instances of crowds being unruly, because we now know how to manage our crowds. We know now to operate with them. Now they are going to be our friends. Initially, they have been seeing stewards and SSOs to be enemies, but trust you me, going forward, we know how we are going to handle them. We are going to handle them from the branch.
First of all, is being disciplined, and I have learned that thing since I joined the army, and I'm out of the army now, and I'm still a disciplined person, and a lot of patience that I have when I'm implementing things. It really helps me a lot. Like now, transiting from football, because it came to an age that I can't play it anymore in the field. Now I'm trying to transit from being a player to an SSO.
Bernard Okumu, Legends Edition.